Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Thunder, and today we're going to be working on making our animal AI and the day and night cycle. But first of all, let's do the tree physics for when the trees fall down. Because last tutorial, we made it so we can chop our trees, but we did not make it so we can actually, like, they fall down, they just disappear. So we're gonna do that. Let's go to our tree. And first thing we're gonna do, we got a rigid body right here, and it's kinematic and it's using gravity. If you don't have the rigid body component, just go add component, do rigid body, and add this one. Now, first it has to be kinematic, so enable this and disable this, so that it doesn't use physics right out of the way. Now we're gonna edit our gatherable object script, so edit script. Now let's go up here and we are going to add a public enum. We're gonna call it dev type, and inside here we're gonna say destroy, comma, physics, enable physics. So basically the way this is gonna work, if it's destroy, it will work as normal, it will just disappear. If we do enable physics, it's actually going to enable the physics and then destroy it in like 10 or 15 seconds. So let's go ahead and do that. So if hits is less than or equal to 0, we're going to go ahead and do this. So destroy game object, we're not gonna need it right now, but on gather we're gonna do something right here. So if hits is less than or equal to 0, we return. The reason for this is because when return. The reason for this is when we take our tree down, we're gonna destroy from this same script, so we would still be able to gather from it, and we don't want that happening. Now I'm gonna copy this and delete it from here, and right here we're gonna do, actually wait, go back here, sorry guys, public def type, and I'm just gonna call it def type, and right here we're gonna do if def type equals def type dot destroy, then we just destroy our game object. Now just so you guys don't get confused, the def type with a capital D is basically the enum, so where values lie. It's a type, like saying referring to a script, you know. Now the def type, this one, you know, is an actual variable that we're using, so that's why I'm saying def type equals def type dot destroy. So keep that in mind. Now we're gonna do else if def type dot equals def type, okay, no, capital one, def type dot enable physics, then we're going to check if get component rigid body, okay, it's not equals null, then we're gonna proceed and enable the physics. Otherwise, what we're gonna do is else just destroy the game object. That way we still destroy a tree even if we forgot to add the physics component. Then over here, what we're going to do is I'm gonna do get component rigid body dot is kinematic equals false, and then get component rigid body dot use gravity equals true. Then we're going to add a slight force towards the right of our tree so it actually falls down, because what's gonna happen is sometimes it will just stay straight up and then disappear, So we don't want that stuff happening, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, okay, we're gonna need one more bool. So over here, add a bool, and we're gonna call it has died. This is gonna be false by default, so don't give it any value. And over here, if hit is less than or equal to 0 and has died, then we execute this code. The reason for this is because this is on our update function. So if we do not set something to stop it from keeping executing it, it's gonna keep playing over and over again. So our tree is gonna go literally spinning because we're gonna be adding force to it. So we don't want that happening. So what we're doing is it hasn't died, and it has, okay, also over here add the exclamation sign. So if hits is less than or equal to 0 and it hasn't died, then we apply the code. And in the same code, we're just gonna set has died to true so it doesn't execute again. Now, let's go ahead and do all of that. Over here at the end of this if, we're gonna do has died equals true. There we go. And down here, let's go ahead and add the actual physics. So we're gonna do get component, read body, then we're gonna do that add torque, and we're gonna do vector3 dot right times, let's try times 20, and then we're going to invoke. So we're gonna do destroy game object, but we're gonna add a comma and say whatever time we want, so 10 seconds or 15 seconds. I'm gonna do 15 seconds. So this is how you execute the destroy function with a delay, basically. So let's go back to our project and try it out. There we go. Now on our tree prefab, select your tree prefab right here, and we're going to change the death type to enable physics. Now let's go ahead and hit play. Alright, let me just get the stone hatchet, which I think is this one. Nope. What about this one? There we go. So let's go ahead and test it out. So yeah, you can see it's falling, but we're gonna need to add some more force to it if we wanted to have it fed. Actually, never mind, that's pretty good. And now we just gotta wait and it will eventually disappear. And there we go. We got our trees falling down. Now that looks a lot more polished. It's way better like that than just having it disappear. So that's one more detail we got into our game. Now, the next step is going to be the AI. For those of you that don't know what AI is, it basically means artificial intelligence. It's what makes animals detect you, move around the map, etc, etc. Now, this is going to take a little bit, so I don't know if I'll keep it all in a single video or I might split it into two. We'll see how that goes. But I'm going to try to do it all in this video. How the AI is going to work is going to be pretty simple. There's going to be an area that if our player goes in, then it's going to alert the AI. Then the AI will actually chase our player, and once it's at a certain distance, it will attack him. And we're going to have it play animations and everything. Now, I don't have any animal models of my own because I suck at modeling characters in general. So what we're going to be doing is, if you have an animal model of yourself that you previously bought on the asset store or that you made, then go for it. Now, actually, I did not check if this one was rigged. I'm going to show it to you guys, then check if it's rigged, and we'll do that. But basically, right here, this is the freestyle iceberg. So just look up freestyle iceberg bear and just bump it down to free, and that's pretty much add to my assets. I do have better animal models, but the reason, well, I could use those actually, and I think I'm gonna do it because they come with animations. But I'm not gonna be able to leave the models down below for you guys, because pretty much like if it's a paid asset, I cannot share it freely with anyone. I'm the only one that bought it, so I'm the only one that has the rights to it. But I'm going to be using it, so I believe that it was. I believe I'm going to show you the package I'm going to use. Let me see if I can find it here. No. Okay, this is the package that I used. It's only, I believe it was this one. No, it was this one. Yeah, Animal Pack Deluxe, the the normal one. So you can see it comes with a lot of animals, deers. It even has bears, all of that. So it's a pretty useful one. This is the one that I actually use for my game. I'm not a fan of using asset store things, but you know, as long as you're using it as either a placeholder or really carefully, like you're not having your entire game be models from the asset store, then you should be good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and log into my account, download the pack, and get into the project. And I'll see you guys in a moment. As you can see, guys, this is the actual package right here, and it even has animations and everything, which is pretty cool. And it's only $5, which is pretty cheap, honestly. This is worth at least 30 or 40 bucks, and it's being sold by $5. So it's a pretty cheap asset pack, and I recommend you get it because, as you can see, it has wolves, bears, deers, pigs, boars, mountain goats. I think that's how you call them in English. Cows, sharks. You can make a pretty good variety of animals in this one. So I'm gonna go here to my project, and the way we're gonna import something from the asset store, I believe I already said this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. We go to our package manager on window. Then over here we go and select my assets. Okay, I gotta sign in into Unity Hub. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm signed in. As you can see, I have a bunch of assets right here. But the one I want, so we're gonna go up here. I'm just gonna look for the animal pack. Animal pack. There we go. So we just click into it, and if you haven't downloaded, you just hit download. And I'm gonna pause the video until it gets downloaded. Then we just gonna go ahead and import it. Alright guys, so it's about to be done, and there we go. Now we just hit import. We'll wait for it, and it's gonna show a pop-up, and we're just gonna hit import again. So this is one of the ways you can use assets from the asset store, but again, as I said before, don't overuse them, alright? Because if you don't know, the term asset flip is basically when you make a game that's 90% assets, alright? There's games out there that are literally an asset pack, same weapons that come in it, all they did is a new map, alright? There's games like that out there. No, those games do not get a good reputation. Actually, there used to be a template called Ultimate Survival template, which was a pretty cool template. I loved that template. That's actually how I got started into making survival games. But my issue with using templates is you don't know how the code works. It's not the same as writing your own code. That's why I don't like to use templates, and I don't recommend you guys do it unless you're willing to spend days going through the entire code and learning it from top to bottom. Now, if that's not an issue for you not knowing the code, and go ahead and use it, but just keep in mind that adding new features is gonna be hard. But back to the point. Okay, let me just hit import on this. Why templates are not a good idea? Because a lot of people know about them. And that template that I refer to, Ultimate Survival template, there were people, there were hundreds, if not thousands, of games on Steam using that template. Now, how did people use the template? Those templates are done to be as a code basis. All right, so you get the template, you modify the stats of your player, you modify the way some things work, you add some extra features, you change all the models, you change all of the UI, all of that. But people were literally just throwing the template into their project, making a new map. They would maybe add zombies sometimes, and that was their game. Now, that's something that can be done in literally a week, or even less. But the issue comes when people start noticing that. All they're gonna say is, what does this has to offer new? Because there's nothing this developer did. So what proves to me that this developer can actually keep going forward with the project and keep developing it further. So that's a big issue if you're actually selling a game. I actually have one of those games that I bought because when I was planning on buying the asset pack for myself, there was this guy on Steam which just said, I think it was For Survival, that's how it was called. I think it already got taken off. But it was literally the exact same way you put the package into your project. The guy literally just imported the package in and then compiled the game and sold it for $5. That's what he did. Alright, that's not a good idea. Never do that because, like if you're trying to make some quick money, it might work, but if you're actually trying to make a career as a developer and making games, just don't do that. That's stupid. I think I'm going to pause this because this is going to take a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and I'll resume once it's done importing. Alright guys, so I already have it here, Animal Pack Deluxe. Now I'm going to go into it, and as I said, here are animations, there are models, there are prefabs, there's everything. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into prefabs, and I'm just going to do one animal for this tutorial, but it's pretty simple. But I'm going to go ahead and use the brown bear. So I'm just wondering, where is my player right now? Alright, well, let me just find my player so I can take a look at it. Alright, there it is. So you go into here. And yeah, it's pretty small. That's definitely not a brown bear. So I'm gonna scale it up like that, and let's see how it looks. Now keep in mind, this works with any model you got. As long as the model has a rig, you can animate it, and as long as it has animations, it's gonna look good. You don't really need animations for this, but I do recommend it. Now you can see we got our model right here. It has all of the animations that it needs, and I think that's the final one, the death animation. Usually I don't like to use death animations, I usually just do ragdolls, but we're gonna use death animations for this one because I'm kind of lazy and I don't feel like doing a whole ragdoll system from scratch, because there's no ragdoll creator for animals on Unity. There is for humans, but not for animals. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start coding. So let's go into assets, find our scripts folder, and we're going to go into the AI folder. We got our basic AI script, which we already coded. Okay, I do not know if we did this on camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna leave this script down below. It's pretty safe bet instead of doing it all again and you guys wanting to kill me. So I'm gonna leave this script down below in the description, and we are just going to add it, I guess, because it looks like we coded it. So just in case I didn't do that on camera for some reason, I'm gonna leave it down in the description. So just go ahead and click that link and you will be all set. Now let's find our brown bear. I'm just gonna rename it first. As always, unpack the prefab, rename, and we are gonna call it bear AI. Then we're gonna remove the animator. So this one right here, we're just gonna do none. We don't really need anything else. Then add your basic AI script. Damage, max chase distance. Alright. Now I gotta check. Do we have an AI? Yes, we do. Alright, that's really weird because I don't remember doing that tutorial. So maybe I did do it somewhere. I'm not sure. Alright guys, it's been months since I may have done that, so I'm not sure. So we're just gonna do that, and over here we're gonna create a new folder. Oh right, yeah, I think we actually did it because we had our zombie. Well, don't worry about it. Just create a folder, call it bear, and what we're going to do is in here we're gonna create a animator controller override. We're gonna call it bear. We're going to use our AI controller, and we just need attack, idle, run, walk, and we're actually going to add one more to it. So create it. Actually no, we're just gonna kill it some way. Actually, I'm gonna pause the video and make sure that I already did this. See if I can find anything on the channel about it, and I'll be back with you guys in a couple of minutes. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I went through the channel for a moment and I didn't see any AI related video. So what we're going to do is go into your base folder. If you have the AI folder, perfect. If you don't, this is what we're going to do. You're just going to follow me on this one. So go ahead and create 5 animations. 1 for idle, 1 for run, 1 for walk, 1 for attack, and 1 for death. So we're going to go ahead and create animation, and we're going to call it die. Now, if you haven't created your AI controller, go ahead and do it. Right click, create animator controller, not the override one, the normal one. And we're just going to open it. And this is the setup you're going to do. So first your idle, your run, and your walk. This transition from walk to idle is run is false and walk is false. From idle to walk, walk is true. And all of these have exit time disabled. Keep that in mind. Then idle to run is run equals true. Run to idle, walk and run are false. Walk to run is run equals true. And run to walk, walk equals true. Then you're gonna do your attack animation right here. And you're gonna make a transition from any state to the attack animation. Exit time disabled, and we are going to do attack. Now, you just gotta create 2 booleans. So here, and you click bool. One's gonna be a walk with a capital W. Remember, because that's how the code is gonna refer to it. Another one is gonna be another bool with it. It's gonna be named run with a capital R, and then you're gonna make a trigger, which is gonna be attack. Now you're gonna make one more trigger, which is gonna be die. So, and next thing, I'm gonna drag my die animation in here. I'm just gonna do make transition to die, and the transition, we're gonna do it die. So there we go. Now that should be all for animator. I am going to go ahead and get my animations for my animal from the Animal Deluxe bag. Now this is going to be kind of tedious, so I'm just going to pause the video and let it be, and okay, not let it be, and go ahead and do that, and then I'll go back to the video. Sorry guys, I woke up a little ago, like an hour ago, so I'm still kind of sleepy. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright guys, so I already have my animations right here. I have the attack, die, idle, run, and walk. So now let's go ahead and set our bear animator override controller and just drag the image into the respective field. So idle here, run, and walk. And there we go. We are done with that part. Now let's select our bear AI, and we're gonna add the override controller over here. Next thing we're gonna do add component, and we're gonna do navmesh agent. Now we are almost done with this. There's just one more thing we have to do. That's going to be add component. I believe it would be not capsule but sphere collider. Now this sphere collider, we have to mark it as trigger, this trigger. Then we want it to be larger, so we're gonna operate radius. And keep in mind, when our player comes into this sphere collider, that's when the bear is gonna be aware of it. So just keep that in mind. That's gonna be basically the detection range of the bear. So I'm just gonna put the bear over here so it's not being annoying, and I'm gonna open. Now we've got to do one more thing, and that thing is create our navmesh. What is a navmesh? Basically is the walkable area. So we're gonna go to window, and it should be AI navigation. We're gonna go to bake, and then we're gonna hit bake. Now this is gonna take a little bit for me because my laptop is kind of slow, so I'm gonna pause the video, but go ahead and do it, and I'll get back to you once it's done. Alright guys, so now this is how your map should look like. Now there is a problem. So our bear is going to be able to walk under the water. So what we're going to do is, well, you know what, we'll do that later. Alright, let's go back to our bear. Now we got one last thing to do to make sure the actual bear works. We're going to click into it. So click on your bear, go to your inspector tab. Don't worry that the navmesh goes away, that's normal. Then we're going to select our animation tab. Now if this is not showing here, you just go to these three dots, add tab and animation. So I'm going to go into it, and we're going to select the attack animation. Now for this animation, we're going to find the specific keyframe where we want to do our attack. So I'm going to do two attacks right here, and we're going to click this one. Basically we're adding an animation event. This is going to execute a function from our code. So go ahead, click that, and then do finish attack. Now I'm going to do another one because my animation has 2 hits. So another one right there, and finish attack. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do a single one in the middle. And let's go ahead and test it. So let's hit play and see what happens. You can see the bear is actually walking, although I do need to make some changes to the speed, which we're gonna make in a moment. But yeah, my point is it's actually gonna be moving towards you. Alright, there's a null reference somewhere. Bear AI chase, null reference. Where is it? Agent that set destination. Okay, get component navmesh agent. Alright, I think I know what's going on. Is this a navmesh agent? Yeah, it is. It actually is. So we're having a little problem. Okay, animator navmesh agent. Get component navmesh agent. It's saying that the agent is null, which shouldn't be an issue. Target that transform dot position. Okay, maybe it's our target that is becoming null. On trigger enter, target equals other dot transform. Get component player is not equals null, then target equals other dot transform. Alright, we shouldn't be having an issue with this, so I'm gonna look through it quickly and I'll let you guys know what to do. Alright guys, so I already fixed it. There were some issues with the code, some things I missed. But don't worry, your code should be just fine because I'm just gonna leave it all of it fixed. Now, one more thing you have to do. On these transitions from attack, make sure the exit time is enabled. And again, the one that goes to run, walk equals false, and run is false. The one that goes over to walk is true, run is false. And the one that goes to idles, run and walk, they're both false. Now, this should be fixed. I already tested it. It is fixed actually. But we're going to have to do one more thing. Select your bear AI. And over here, we're going to set our damage to whatever damage we wanted. The max chase distance. So basically this means how far does the player has to get before the bear loses it. So it loses track of it. I just said 50 meters, which is not that big of a distance in Unity. And then the attack distance, it's the minimum attack distance is how close does it need to be to start attacking. And the max attack distance is basically how close does it need to be, the maximum distance that it can be between the player and the AI, so that the AI actually executes the damage. So I have it set to 6. So if we're at 6.1, the AI is not going to receive any damage anymore. If we're at 5.9 or less, at 6 or less actually, we're going to receive damage. And then the wander range is how far, when it's undisturbed, how far from its position it's going to wander every time. So in this case, I'm just going to set it to like 15, and we're going to lower this. You don't have to do the radius thing. I'm just doing it so we can take a closer look at the AI without disturbing it. So let's go ahead and hit play and check it out. So our bear is right there, and you can see he's walking. He's even doing his animation. Okay, maybe I need to do one more change to the code. Don't worry, that's gonna be fixed. It won't be walking on itself. Now if we get close to it, it's gonna chase us, and if it catches up to us, it's gonna attack us, and you can see I'm receiving damage. Now let's see if we get far away from it, if he stops following us. So there it is. Let's keep running. He lost us already? No, he hasn't. Alright, well, I'm just gonna run for a while until he loses us. And I think he lost us. Yep, he did. So let's go back and find him. Now as you see, you already got AI. You got stuff like hunting pretty much. There it is. Now obviously don't worry, the idle bug is gonna get fixed. Now there's a couple more things we need to do. So I'm gonna check our weapon script. Actually no. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go into our weapon script, yep. And I'm just going to make sure that it's already coded. The following. Okay, should. Okay, if game object bullet hole. Alright, so we need to add it so we actually damage our AI. So we're going to do AI. Okay, basic AI. And okay, I believe we have to shoot functions. Yeah, we're gonna need to make the same changes to it. So in Orekas, we're gonna do basic AI equals hit that transform dot get component and we're gonna do basic AI. Now, okay, let me close the line. Now we're gonna do if AI is not equals null, Then we're going to do AI dot health minus equals weapon data dot damage, and there we go. Now we're just gonna go ahead and copy these lines and paste it on our shotgun shoot. So right over here, and there we go. It's all done. We just need to make one more change to our AI. We're gonna basically add a box around it. That's gonna be our hitbox pretty much, so that we can actually damage it. Now, add component box collider. This one is not gonna be trigger. Now we're just gonna move it upwards and resize it to fit our AI. So I think that's a pretty good value right there. Yep, that's a decent one. And I'm also gonna put this back into a decent range. Alright, so let's go ahead, grab a gun, and shoot at it. So where is it? Alright, next tutorial we're definitely adding some pickup UI because this is getting annoying. Okay, let me just grab the rifle and the shotgun. What the hell is... Okay, I think I just found a bug. Oh no, I didn't. Well, let's go ahead and find it and kill it, pretty much. Okay, I'm pretty sure the guy should be dead already. So I'm just gonna shoot him. Alright, let's see his health. So yeah, he's definitely dead. Basically, I'm just gonna tweak the code so he dies and executes the death animation, and that's gonna be it. I'll show it to you guys and we'll be done. Sorry, I know I'm being kind of lazy on this tutorial, but I honestly just hate coding AI. That's the thing that I hate the most. It's the most annoying, the most challenging to me. I've never been good with AI, so I just hate it. So if I'm being kind of lazy, it's because of that. But don't worry, you'll get to make this AI, and we already technically did. So you know. Alright, I'm gonna fix that really quick on the code, and don't worry, this shouldn't be happening to you because you're already going to get this. So don't worry about that. Alright guys, so I already did the changes. Now we're gonna need to do one more thing and we'll be done. Now select your bear and we're gonna add component gatherable extension. No, gatherable object. This is, and we're gonna disable it. So there's a reason for that. Now on the gather datas, I'm gonna create a new one actually. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and create survival game, gather data. I'm gonna call it cloth. Let's see if I have the cloth icon. Cloth. Actually, do I have meat? Meat. I'm just gonna make it so it gives you cooked meat. And I'm gonna rename this one to meat. Don't worry, you can just make a raw object of meat and get it, and you'll be fine. Then there's gonna be the death type of destroy. It's gonna take 5 hits, and the preferred tool is gonna be a stone hatchet. Stone hatchet. There we go. Alright, now what's gonna happen is when we die, this gatherable object is going to get enabled so we can actually gather stuff from it. You could put things like cloth and meat and animal fat, all of that, so you can craft a bow or like, I don't know, cook, I don't know, you know, like you can just be creative with it basically. So let's go ahead and test it. And also it's actually going to be executing the death animation now, so that's a plus. I'm just gonna get my assault rifle. Okay, that's not the assault rifle. think this is the cooked meat, isn't it? Let me just check that. That's not cooked meat. I don't know what that is. What the hell just happened? Oh, I was building. That's a buildable box. Totally forgot about it. Alright, well, we're gonna need our assault rifle and our hatchet. So let's go ahead and do it. It's right there. We killed it. And then if we go ahead and hit it, where is it? Okay, yeah, that's gonna need to be fixed, but yeah, we should have gotten some meat. Okay, this is the building object. I don't know what's going on with the meat, but we should have gotten it, which is weird. Oh, I know what happened. We had a metal ore. Let me just put it back to meat. At this point, you can already click out of it if you want of the tutorial, and you'll be fine. Just, I'd appreciate if you didn't do it. But yeah, pretty much this is it. You got your AI on this one, and that's all you really need, to be honest. So I'm just gonna see it, like get some cooked meat from it. But again, you should do raw meat and then have it cooked, but you know how it goes. Alright, over here, let's find him, kill him, and farm him. And we did get some cooked meat, now we can eat. And there you go, you got your animals. At this point, the game is pretty much all done, to be honest with you. It's all finished, and you should be all set for it. So, alright, yep. See, we got the building system, we got the storage system, we got all we want to have right now. So I'm just gonna put some bullets in there. Yep. Alright, so that's gonna be it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, if you did enjoy it, consider subscribing, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. It's always appreciated, and I'll see you guys in